And we are live. Good evening and welcome to Talking Pop Culture with Jake D. Wanted to have just kind of a fun stream, talk about stuff that I like and enjoy, things that just make me smile right now, because that's something that I think maybe we haven't had enough of yet. It's just something that this year in particular, 2020, we need a lot more of. So everybody who's watching, please be extra nice, because apparently my daughter's in the chat tonight. Thank you so much for saying happy birthday. Just another red shirt. Hail, sir. Thanks for stopping by. Glad to see you here. So, late breaking news this afternoon. This is some pretty crazy stuff that, I think bears taking a quick peek at. So, excellent. Glad to see you here, Mr. Freeze. Appreciate it, sir. Always good chatting with you on the member streams over on Nerdrotic. So, this is a pretty damn crazy announcement that we have here from Disney that just hit the news wires. So Disney's laying off 28,000 employees, which is just absolutely insane. So the cuts are going to affect the parks, experiences, and products unit. And a happy early birthday. Thank you, Mary. The company said that 67% of the employees laid off will be part-time workers. Their Parks and Resorts division has more than 100,000 employees. So let's think about that for a minute. 28,000 people in this division are getting laid off. That's roughly 28% of the workforce. These are massive cuts, and really speak to the struggling that we've all been hearing about that's been coming out of Disney. To put it in a little more context for you, they do lay it out here that Disney's theme park shut down globally this spring dealt a huge blow to the bottom line. Their profit dropped 91% during the first 3 months of 2020. I want you to think about that. That's just January through March. 91% profit drop during that time frame. I would suspect that it was an even bigger number, if you can believe that, for later in the year, if you look at the summer months, because those parks were closed almost the entire time. Mary, that's a good question. Have they even been working? We know for a huge portion of time, from roughly late March through at least July, the answer to your question is no. Yeah, and you got it exactly right, Sanity. For the most part, they haven't been working. Now, the parks did start limited reopening in kind of the July-ish time frame, at least in Florida. To this day, to my understanding, they are still not open in California, although I am prepared to be corrected on that. So, Josh Damaro, yeah, well, yeah, I know, right? It's a little kind of contrasting sort of things there. Good to see you, Ginger. Thank you for popping in. So Josh Damaro, chairman of Disney Parks, said the staffing cuts were necessary because of the prolonged impact of the government shutdowns on the business. That included limited capacity, physical distancing, and continued uncertainty regarding the duration of the pandemic. So, as difficult as that decision is, he believes the steps they're taking will enable them to ensure a more effective and efficient operation when we return to normal. He added that Disney employees have always been the key to success, playing a valued and important role in delivering a world-class experience. Yes, they did start being able to operate in July, Sienna, that's correct. Hey, 32 Flavors and Nick Weiser. Hail, Nick. Hey, if you're interested in popping in, I dropped the link in the Discord. You're more than welcome to join if you'd like to, Nick. And so, I mean, this is huge. This is in the neighborhood of 28% of the workforce dealing with the Disney parks, which is an absolutely huge form of the layoff. It sounds like the majority of these are the part-time workers. So this is all the kids. It's the teenagers. It's the college students. Well, thanks, Nick. I appreciate that, man. I did the same for you on your video the other day, sir. So this is the kids, it's the college students, it's people who are, you know, I mean, honestly, the most vulnerable, right? And, you know, in terms of the people who probably need that income more than anybody else. So, I mean, it's really rough to hear this. And, you know, with you 100% on that, Mr. Freeze. Schadenfreude for the company, sympathy for the employees. I mean, one thing I never want to see is people losing their job. I mean, that's why I felt like I just, despite having wanted this to be kind of a chill stream, it just couldn't not talk about news this big because it is a huge deal. And I mean, the downside to an extent, and you know, the reason why there's some Schadenfreude here is because, you know, some of the things that Disney has been doing that you know, have been so frustrating, you know, for those of us who carry that hashtag of the fandom menace. One of the things that you know, Disney in particular has been quite frustrating when you think about, you know, what they did with the Star Wars, the Disney Star Wars movies, and that trilogy. I won't even call it a sequel trilogy. It's just that it's the Disney trilogy. And you know, so there's a lot of animosity towards the company from those of us who sort of travel in the YouTube circles that, you know, everybody here in the chat is a part of. And oh yeah, I understand that completely, Nick. One of mine is actually in the chat with us. Say hi. So it's definitely hard to pop on a stream if you have to pay attention, take care of those kids. And good for you, man, that you're there being a dad and being a part of your kids' lives. It is, you know, something that I treasure so much, my time with my kids, because it's never enough. And you know, there's a lot of good dads out there who want to be a part of their kids' lives. And you know, every one of you that doesn't get to see them as much as you'd like, you know, my heart goes out to you. And something that's really neat for me is, of course, you know, despite the fact that she's not sort of physically present with me here in the home, you know, my daughter does get to see me and interact with me some on a platform like this. So it's very cool. And, you know, there's thanks for saying hi to the folks. Yes, please smash that like button, by golly. We've got 7 folks watching in and out, and I do appreciate every like that goes on to the video. It's something, you know, I know everybody here who's in the chat's aware of it, but those likes, the commentary during the live streams, and the shares, you know, those are things that really do help out live streams like this and new creators like myself to, you know, reach a wider audience and you know, just touch more people, which is of course something that we all do strive for, and it's our goal here on the platform. But yeah, this news with Disney is just absolutely crazy, and it just hit the wires, you know, within the past 30 minutes or so. So it's a pretty big announcement, dude. I hear you there, Mr. Freeze. I understand. I know that you have you know, recently relocated yourself, so it's you know, it's tough when you get that physical separation from close family like that. But one of the really cool things, and something that, you know, I think we can all really be happy about, is it's not like it was, say, back in the 1920s or the 1930s or the 1950s that when there's a big physical distance between us and our loved ones, that you can't really reach them. And so what people did back then, of course, was they developed an art form of letter writing. I remember when I was in college, one of the most amazing sources of really looking at a direct piece of history was reading these old letters. So it's been a lot of years now, but I was actually a history major when I went through the university. And a really neat piece of primary evidence that you'd use for looking at making a conclusion about history were these letters. And so people would write those to their family, their loved ones. One of the big things that they did during World War II was they would write letters, back home to their sweetheart if you were overseas serving as a soldier. So that was the only way that folks could communicate with their families and their loved ones, in times past, and within the memory of folks that are still here with us today. There's many people, if you talk to your grandparents or your or your great grandparents, they would be able to talk to you about that. And it wasn't even when I was a kid, picking up a phone to call somebody you're separated from was not a simple thing, because I remember that you had to check, if something was long distance on a phone call when I was a kid. And the young kids today, your Gen Z and your really late millennials, probably don't even have a concept of what a long distance phone call truly was. There are a bunch of us, hey, Polly, how are you? Good to see you here, brother. Thanks for popping in. But a long distance phone call, for those of you who are really young, and I'm thinking, 25 and under-ish kind of here, like you actually used to have to pay extra on your phone bill, whether that be at home or even on your cell phone originally, to dial outside your area code, which, of course, today we all take it for granted that outside of an international call, and even not all of those, you just pay your flat rate and there's no extra charges. But the world not that long ago was a hell of a lot different on that. So I think Ginger's saying, hey to you, Polly. Glad you could make it. But, those of you who have the Discord, if you want to pop on the stream, you're more than welcome to join. Otherwise, I'll probably just chat and kind of think about things for the time being. But, some of the things that were said into the chat was, 20% or 28% laid off is a huge, huge, huge number. It absolutely is. And it really further underlines the troubles that Disney is in financially right now. Just think back to a few days ago, they announced that they have delayed every single major blockbuster movie that they have in the can into next year. Black Widow's not coming until the spring. Eternals is delayed to some indeterminate date beyond that. Although I got to be honest with you, I don't know a dang thing about that movie. Other than there's Kit Harington's in it and, Angelina Jolie, but I know nothing about the plot. We haven't seen a trailer. I haven't even seen a synopsis of this thing. So I am very curious what's going to be happening there, because it feels like it's setting up to be a pretty big financial disappointment, particularly when you consider they've got some big actors that they probably had to pay a fair bit of money for to get them onto that show. So, I mean, Disney's financial troubles are very, very real. They're very, very serious. And it's just underscored by what we saw today in these layoffs. The biggest thing that needs to happen for that company to get back on the right foot is they need to be able to bring in revenue today. And the only way they can do that is with those park openings. They need to get people back into their hotels. They need to get people back into the parks, and they need to, get that machine churning again. Because Disney Plus is just not bringing in the money for them. Give you an example. My Disney Plus subscription comes from my Verizon bill, which was a deal that Verizon worked out with those guys right at the launch of the service. And they got a big upfront infusion of cash, but they haven't gotten any revenue from me since that subscription was activated. Now that's coming due, and I'll have to make a decision about keeping the subscription or not here in a couple of months. I think it's early November, if I recall correctly. And I expect I'll keep the subscription going. But until they hit that point, they've still got a couple months before they start getting more revenue out of Disney Plus. And they seem to have hit a plateau on subscriptions at about that sort of 10 million-ish mark, of which we'll see how many of the 5 to 6 million that came from Verizon continue. So it's tough. So yeah, Nick mentioned what young Ripa had to say about the Eternals, and that's that it was a tokenized character fest. And from what we know about the movie, 100% agree. Young Ripa is a great YouTuber. If you don't know Eric July, you definitely should check him out. The guy has a great channel. He does lots of genre content, and he's also a very strong voice for libertarianism on YouTube. So of course he's got a special place in my heart for that reason. Yeah, Mary, I would definitely go. Absolutely. I would love to go to Disneyland myself. Got a client right now. Check back. All right, cool. Yeah, if you can make it in, Polly, I'd love to have you on. It is always more fun with somebody to chat with rather than just myself. What's cool though, we got about 10 people in the chat right now. And hey, hail Draco Argentus. Good to see you, brother. I've mentioned it to some of the other folks that have the Discord. If you want to pop in and say hey, by all means, you're welcome to join in. But the parks would be someplace that's really cool to go. If I were in charge of Disney right now, especially the parks, one of the things that I would be looking to do to try to encourage these people to come back in and would be lowering the prices. Because the one thing that we haven't seen Disney do, and I think has been a bit of a mistake, is not only have they not lowered the cost of entry for people to get into the parks in this time when they're having trouble getting people there, but they've actually increased their rates over last year, and they didn't make any reduction in that with the changes in the environment. So, if I'm the guy in charge of this and I need to bring people in, because my chief concern is not necessarily profitability right now so much as it is cash flow. So if I were the one making the call, I would take a look at my hospitality rates. I would take a look at my park entrance rates. And honestly, what I would do with them is I'd probably cut them in half. Get people in the door, get them there. I'd leave my concessions where they were, the restaurant prices, things like that, because that's going to be a good source of consistent revenue. I know, lowering prices, I'm a madman, right? One of the things that you have to respond to the market, right? And right now, Disney doesn't have a big market for what little product that they do have available. Like it or not, there's folks out there who, justified or otherwise, they've got a fear. They do have some fear that's been built up, and agoraphobia. And Disney themselves, through ABC News, have been creating it. So they've been hampering themselves directly in by building the fear of the coof out there. And right, wrong, or otherwise, people feel that way. So to get people in the door, you've got to entice them. And then, yeah, Ginger says she would haul to Disney if they did that. Her family and her actively chose to go somewhere else one year because the cost is so outrageous. And that is absolutely true. The one time that I have been, lucky enough to take my kids to Disney, I got to be completely honest, my folks helped out with that cost very, very dramatically. At the time, it was a rough patch in life, dealing with issues of a personal nature, and so the funds just weren't there. And without the help of my folks, I never could have afforded to take the family to Disney. And so definitely owe them a huge thank you. And for those of us who can get that sort of thing on occasion, it really, really matters. All right, hang on, y'all. I have got a puppy dog in here with me that appears to desperately need to get out of the office. I will be right back with you. One sec. Come on, there you go. All right, sorry about that, everybody. The last thing I wanted to do was step away from the camera in the middle of the live stream. But if I didn't, you would have heard my dog singing to you like crazy. And that, while we all love dogs, not necessarily the best live stream content. So, Nick says he'd have a greater chance of eating vegan than Disney reducing those prices, though it would persuade him to go. So now here's the $1 million question on that one. Let's say they drop the prices in half, but you can only eat vegan while you're there. Do you eat at the park? I think I could suck it up and do it. So for Ginger, the cost of getting out to Disney from Illinois, plus hotels, plus a ticket, plus food, yeah, I'm with you on that. Disney is insanely expensive. Oh, you could hear the dog, huh, Ginger? Yeah, she was in here in the office with me, and Danny is a wonderful, wonderful dog. She is the world's sweetest pit bull, and really, really demands your attention sometimes. Yes, she can be a good singer, and she'll get lots and lots of attention when the stream is finished. So, but Nick says he absolutely would go if he was forced to eat vegan while he's at the park. I'm with you on that one. I would do it, particularly if they put it out there at a price that we could afford. Draco, you're willing to go full soy? Come on, you do it. You can go full soy. I know you can do it. Is bread vegan? I think the answer to that is most of the time. I'm sure there are, like, you couldn't do a butter bread, Ginger. So there's a lot of bread, and actually it's some of my favorite for sandwich bread, where they'll put a butter over the top of it to help enhance the flavor of your crust. And so as long as you're avoiding like a butter bread, I think you'd be in good shape. So just another red shirt says he thought that he'd read that Disney was reducing Disney World hotel rates, but when he did a search, he found no such news. I had done similar searches like that, red shirt, and with similar results. I'd heard people suggesting, I think it was more folks doing what I'm doing right now, talking about what would be helpful to get people to go to the parks better. Show the dog. She is not in the office right now, Ginger, so I definitely cannot. And then, no eggs in the bread, no butter for vegans. That's right. How do they live? I am 100% with you on that, because when I cook, I like to use very, very generous portions of butter, because I grew up with my mother home cooking just about every meal. And I swear that she must have gone through like 2 packages of butter a week. I mean, you name it, if she cooked it, it had butter in it, and it just love it. Not happily. So I think Mary's saying that she would go and she would eat vegan, but she wouldn't be happy about it. Either that or she's talking about how vegans live. No butter, milk, eggs. Yeah, exactly. I had, yeah, it's funny. I don't know how the devil we started going down a vegan rabbit hole, but young man who I'll refer to as my stepson. He decided when he was 17, 18 years old that because he was dating a girl who was a vegan, that he was going to go vegetarian, and then he went vegan. And so we had about a year where we had to find some vegan friendly alternatives for some meals. Now, fortunately, his mother and I, told him that we were absolutely not going to make everything we cooked vegan friendly, and he'd have to figure it out. But we definitely did some things. So we actually, believe it or not, we tried the substitute meat stuff. They've got this, I'm not even sure what it's made out of, but if you've seen the Ultimate Whopper where they kind of make it, and it's like a ground beef substitute. If you use that stuff in chili, so you're making like your regular red tomato chili, it's surprisingly good. So that was interesting. So Ginger, you enjoyed the cheese curds. All right. And now I'm with you on this one. Vegans don't live, they exist. Personally, if I can't have a steak when I want a steak, that's a problem. I was helping my girlfriend move some stuff last week, which is why I wasn't able to put out too many videos. And we were hauling some stuff from Tucson back here to Central Texas, and loading up that van, like for 2 days solid. I needed to eat like tons of beef at every meal because I was just, the body was just craving it. So Red Shirt, his paternal grandparents were German ancestry, grew up thinking that butter was a food. See, just another Red Shirt understands, because that is exactly the type of cooking that my mother did growing up. Because I grew up, she grew up in the Midwest and brought all that kind of good, meat, potatoes, butter type food. Draco, the soy. Now that is an interesting observation, Ginger. Plant-based burgers contain more calories than regular meat. And that is some crazy stuff, because at least if you're talking about trying to watch your waistline and things like that, this is like a carb-heavy, calorie-heavy product. And so I got to believe it's better for you to just eat the burger. Animal fat is good for you. You don't want to eat nothing but that, but your body needs it, your brain needs it. It's why we're, omnivores, or, if you're Mr. Freeze, you're carnivore. So your work has vegan jackfruit cakes. I don't even know what the hell a jackfruit cake is, Nick. I've never heard of such a thing. So, yeah, the I need protein craving. Yeah, I'm making myself hungry, Mary. I have, I had a really late lunch, and then I ate a couple of Oreos here before the stream to get me a little sugar rush to get going. Oh, man. Enough vegan nonsense, though, because, vegans, God bless you. I love you. But I eat meat, and I'm going to continue to eat meat. Your kids go down frozen pizza review tonight. Pizza. Primarily soy is the plant protein to make up the protein content, and other kinds of additives to make the flavor approximate the real thing. And it really did. In that chili especially, it really was almost identical to beef. Now let's move on to start talking about stuff that we like, though, right? Because I think we can all agree that vegan is just not for us. Not that I have a problem with vegans, it's just not me. You want a vegan, you vegan yourself out. That's good for you if you want to be a vegan, by God. That's that's not me. But the boys. So episode 6, we chatted about this a bit on my Sunday stream. We had Nick and Draco and a few others on there. Polly was with us. And so episode 6 of The Boys, I got to go. Oh, I do too, Ginger. I do too. And oh, by the way, I got a notice that the calendar stuff is shipped, so I'm looking forward to seeing that in the mail here in a couple of days. So, yeah, Sienna, who's getting that as a gift, is in the chat with you. So, say hi to Ginger, Sienna. She's the one who made your birthday present. but The Boys episode 6. So one of the things I want to say about this show is that was in many, many ways what I wanted so much from this show, just as a whole. Of the first 2 seasons, that might have been the single best episode that they've produced. Yeah. Well, if it was, we'd get you the gold medal, Red Shirt. We would get you the gold medal, brother. Oh, yeah, she already knows. She's the one who wanted to make sure there were just no Dr. Karen content in it, Ginger. Yeah. So she's a good PCAP fan. She gets it. She understands. Yes, and we'll give. I think since I already gave Red Shirt the gold, I'm going to have to give you the silver on this one, unless we're having gender split divisions, in which case you've both taken gold, by God. But episode 6 of The Boys was just, it's exactly what you're looking for. And one of the things that I wanted to chat about, that I'm going to make a prediction on what we get either right at the end of season 2 or perhaps right at the start of season 3. So, we've seen the facility where they're testing the V on, already fully mature adults, and it's producing some crazy results like love sausage. So yeah, love sausage wrapped around mother's milk was that was beautiful. I loved that scene. I cannot get over how hysterical that was. But where I'm thinking they're going to go either right at the end of season 2 or at the start of season 3 is that Stormfront is going to have that adult version of the Compound V perfected. And I haven't directly read the source material comics by Derek yet, but I've heard enough people like Gary from Nerdrotic and other folks talking about it that I've got the distinct impression that Butcher was supposed to potentially be superpowered from Compound V. And so I'm getting the feeling that they are setting up to the point where perhaps at least Butcher, if not some of the other boys, are going to get that adult version of the Compound V in order to really be able to contend with the soups out there. That's where I think they may be running with that part of the storyline. And I'm feeling like either Stormfront or Homelander, one of the two of them is likely to go at the end of the season in one way, shape, or form. I suspect that one of those two is probably going to get killed in the season finale for season 2. Hail Lord Thaw, thank you for joining, buddy. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you here. So Draco, if you want to pop it in the chat. Well, no. Put it in the Discord. That way, in case there's anybody in the chat that doesn't want to get spoiled. So, Viagra. Oh, dear me. Dear me, dear me. No. We're not going down a Viagra route. Although, yes, getting old does suck, and I am certainly not the young man that I once was. But we'll keep that out of the main content of the show. Hey, all good, Lord Thoth. I'm glad that you could make it, brother. It's we all are running in and out through our lives, whether it's family, whether it's work, whatever it may be. There's going to be times where even if you want to be on a stream, for instance, you're just not going to make it. So yeah, Nick's saying he thinks that either Queen Maeve, Stormfront, or Starlight is going to die. It's I don't think they're going to kill one of the female soups, Nick. Despite the fact that they've largely avoided being woke, they're definitely intersectional, right? And I do draw somewhat of a line between the two, because you can be intersectional without being woke, because one of the key pieces that I define woke as is it's when you put your messaging first ahead of story. And in particular, when it feels like a lecture, when you watch the show or the movie, what have you. So to me, that's the difference. So you can have, intersectionalism, feminism, whatever ism it is that people adhere to in a story, in a show, in a movie, without being woke. Woke to me is what they've done with, Doctor Who, Disney, Star Wars. Doctor Who in particular is so incredibly ungodly woke, but it's not that way in every case, right? So in The Boys, I don't see what we're getting as woke. There's definitely a political theme underlying what we're seeing and what they've produced, but that's okay, right? I mean, I can enjoy left-wing themes in my entertainment if it's entertaining. Yeah, Trek, Mr. Freeze. Yeah, Trek. We if you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, man, we had a great time discussing STD on Sunday, Mr. Freeze. It was there was about 45 minutes of just a running joke where we're just blasting STD at everybody, and it was good stuff. Hey, El Culture Casino, thank you for joining, buddy. Glad to see you here, and thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Yeah, definitely, fellow old dude. It is my 41st birthday tomorrow, so some of the folks that we hang around with on YouTube, a little older, quite a few a little bit younger, but certainly seen a few years. Us old folks indeed. And we're getting a cascade of STDs in the chat, but yeah, the STD chat was hysterical, Mr. Freeze. If you get a chance to watch that stream, it's probably about the 45 minutes kind of in the middle. It was a blast, buddy. It was a lot of fun. I'm probably going to clip that out and drop it as a video because it was so much fun. But yeah, all those things are mega woke, and all they do is they hammer you with these messages. The great STD stream. Yeah, that's right. You be careful. You may want to wear some protection before you go into that one, Mr. Freeze. It's a little dangerous in there. But and Lord Thoth, happy 48, brother. Happy 48. Your 40s are a good place to be. The thing that's great about your 40s is that you've gained a lot of wisdom over the years, right? So a lot of the things that maybe you shouldn't do, a lot of the things that maybe you should do, Of course, the trouble with your 40s is that maybe your body can't do them anymore. Yeah. Yes, we're going to take the STD stream out of context. That's my thought. Yep. So, yeah, and culture, we were actually out there in the desert Southwest, probably not terribly far from you last week. We were in the Tucson area. So it was, I thought about you while we were there. It's like, yeah, that's my guy. You've mentioned a bunch of times your general area, but it's the desert Southwest. It is a beautiful, beautiful area of the country. I do like it there. I enjoy it there, but I do think I'd rather stick with Texas. Central Texas is a great place to be. Man, see, this is what's fun and great about the chat is it takes you down a road that maybe you weren't thinking about. But the boys, my thought is that they're going to get that stable V into the boys themselves, to especially the butcher. So that was where I'm thinking it's heading to, and I've got a feeling it's Stormfront that is in charge of the sanitarium where Lamplighter was hanging out, who was really, really well portrayed by the same actor that played Iceman in the X-Men movies, which was, it was almost like a cool Easter egg because he basically flipped characters. If you remember that from those Fox X-Men movies, Iceman was kind of put opposite of Pyro. Pyro ran off with Magneto. Iceman stayed with Professor X at the X Mansion, and they, of course, had a rivalry. And yeah, Butcher does need the V. Absolutely, Nick. Yes. So, and I know that Lord Thoth has read the source material, and it is from people like that I kind of got clued into the fact that Butcher was not necessarily just a regular guy in the comics, and I feel like they're setting that up, Lord Thoth. It really feels to me like that is definitely where this is going. I'm hoping that he gets it, maybe at the start of episode 8, so he can go toe to toe with somebody. Yeah, Iceman plays Pyro. Yeah, Gary was mixing him up a bit in his review. Yeah. So I watched Gary's review on episode 6, but I did it at I had to do it at 2x speed because I was watching it between other stuff. So sometimes you miss a few things when you're going in too fast. Hey, all right. We got a guest joining the stream. Polly, how are you, sir?
Hey, how you doing, Sonny? Is this the old timer stream?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So how are you enjoying the retirement home and your wheelchair there, Paulie?
Well, us Mexicans are pretty durable now. So, don't got a wheelchair yet. I just got me a sombrero and some tricycle wheels here.
Yeah. Dude, I'm going to challenge you, Paulie, to you need to do a stream in a proper zoot suit. Dude, that would look killer on you. For anybody who has not subscribed to Paulie over at Latino Slant, please shoot him a sub. This guy makes some amazing, unique content. He did a premiere video this morning where he took some best of snaps out of a stream he did about the zoot suit, and it was just great. Paulie had a panel of folks together that were just sort of talking about the history of the zoot suit, which was, I mean, like you guys, you were chatting about stuff I had no idea, man, and it was cool listening and learning.
I'm glad you liked it, man. You never know when you take them out of the live show if like a smaller video is going to work, but that's the advice I'm getting from a potential producer who's going to help me. And
Excellent.
He's like, "You're on live too much." I'm like, "I like being live there, Sonny." Yeah. But how you doing? So when's your birthday, dude?
It's actually tomorrow, but I moved the stream to today because I'm going to spend tomorrow with my girlfriend.
Wow.
We've got some. She's got some things planned. Presents and dinner and things like
Nice.
that. Yeah, so it's like what was I thinking? Why did I have a live stream scheduled? I'll just move that a day and I'll spend the birthday with
Yeah.
her. So
Let me
holy
put my. Oh, hey, Culture Casino, holy oldies there. Culture Casino.
Dude, I'm glad you joined, man, because I wanted to chat a little X-Files tonight.
Hey, goddamn X-Files. Okay, I'll stop. Sorry.
was that your phone? Was that your phone talking or mine? I heard something.
Jeez, I don't know. I'm trying to make sure there's no echo. Anyways.
I'm not catching anybody. Anybody in the chat hearing any echo? We good? I think we're all right. Jaffo, thanks for popping in.
Jaffo's hilarious.
Dude, one thing that I've definitely learned from Jaffo is that he comes up with he says some stuff that cracks me up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And he supports a lot of the channels.
Yeah.
I hope Jaffo, I hope you had a chance to subscribe to Latino Slant because my boy Paulie here, I love this guy. His content's amazing.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, the hell with y'all. The hell out of here. I'm working on my old man. My dad's pretty cool. He's 20 years older, so not acting like that at all. So hey, what's going on, everybody?
Yeah, I can get you an updated one.
Oh yeah. Let's get Culture in here.
Yeah, I get Culture and updated Discord.
Draco, I'm not funny. Yeah, you're not funny there, Sonny. Not me.
And in fact, you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll just drop it in the chat.
Don't do that. We don't want a bunch of whack jobs in the goddamn show. I'm out of
here. there's nobody in the chat I'd be concerned about dropping into the server, and those invites expire after 24 hours. So if somebody's watching it later, they can't.
I'm unsubscribing. Awful hat. You're there, Lord Froth. However you say your name, son. I got other hats. Hold on now.
Man, you got 2 unsubscribes from the hat there, Polly. 2 of them.
Shit, I'm from LA, brother.
So
I'm subscribed.
So, Polly, which episode of X-Files is on tap for Thursday night?
Oh, right. It's called Conduit. And it's episode 4. I'm all like normal now. Yes, it's Conduit. How you doing? It was originally aired in 1993.
Yeah.
Go Blue Jays. Oh, Lord Throth. Actually, I think they made. No. You know what? They actually made the playoffs. Behind one of their big starters, Hyunjin Ryu, who was a Dodger for years.
Dude, all I gotta say is go Cubbies, and
No, you don't gotta. You're just saying that because Ginger's in damn chat.
Do I need to go get my 2016 World Series championship shirt and hat? Because I can go get them. I can go get them.
Where's Culture Casino? I'm getting the fuck off this thing.
Better. They like your new hat a little better.
Yeah. This is what do you call it? Goring Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
The girlfriend got it for me. Beast.
Oh, I like that, man.
Yeah,
I like that. I like
cool.
that.
She was filming last December in Savannah, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
On it's a TV show. It didn't last. It was called Council of Dads, and she played a heart doctor.
Okay.
So she got to work on it for a week.
Yeah. See, I'm with Ginger, man. You Darvish is going to pull down that Cy Young, baby. What's up?
Professor on the bump. You
Hey,
know,
and Chris Bryant, his bat finally got hot at the right time going into the playoffs.
Well, you know, him and Rizzo, they had those weird injuries, man, where it's like
Mm-hmm.
Seager's like that too. He's got a ginger back. Huh? Get it, Ginger?
Yep.
Where's the hoop? No. AKA the Beast. That's right, baby.
That's what I'm talking about.
Shit.
That's what I'm talking
better
about,
hat.
man.
Yeah. All right. Now am I back in the cool club?
There you absolutely, man. So I just got done. You know, as you know, I've been binging X-Files because of you, which I appreciate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And dude, I was watching an episode from season 1 the other day that was just absolutely just start to finish amazing. It's Young at Heart, and it's this episode where a guy that Mulder put in prison several years back, who had supposedly died in prison, then comes back and is stalking him and taking people out around him and saying he's going to take him down and things like this. And the back and forth and just the mental aspect of that show is just, I mean, we don't have anything like that today. There's nothing written that well.
Yeah, I think Young at Heart was what, season 4 or 5?
No, that's season 1.
No, is it?
Yeah, episode 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The first 2 seasons, man. Yeah, let me fire up the IMDb. But yeah, man, that's it's an amazing show. It's still they really still hold up.
They do.
And I think after season 4, after Chris Carter became a big shot, they kind of just stopped caring. They're like, they got their formula, and then they just kind of went stale with their formula.
Yeah. Yeah.
Young at Heart. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was a great episode, man.
Oh, so you got Deep Throats in it.
Oh, yeah.
He makes an appearance. Criminal believed to have died for.
Little Deep Throat, and not that kind of Deep Throat, you sickos. But you got Deep Throat in there, and it's there had been some genetic manipulation done on this guy that was stalking Mulder.
John Burnett, Mulder's first bureau case and seemingly dead killer is back in action. Okay. There's some episodes that stay with me more. So this is one where I'm not too familiar with.
Yeah.
Then let's say Jersey Devil or Ice. Ice is amazing. Gender Bender. I mean.
Oh, Gender Bender. Oh, God, that was good. I just watched that the other day, too.
Oh, did you?
Oh, man. I'm just running through the season top to bottom, right? So,
right.
But yeah, Gender Bender, they are, it's this small group of, they're kind of like Mennonites almost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of out there living out in the woods in their own sort of primitive place. And they're able to produce human pheromones that that make us regular folks go crazy, and they can switch back and forth between male and female in their appearance.
Yeah.
And they're trying to hunt down a killer that happens to be one of these people. And then, of course, at the end of the episode, I mean, you remember what happens, what they see when they bug out, Polly?
It's been a minute.
it's a crop circle. I mean, they're all gone, and
Oh,
there's a crop circle. All the people are
yeah.
gone. So they never come right out and say it, but yeah, right there. Yep, that's the picture.
Yeah.
They never
See,
come
and
out
that's
and
what's
say it.
yeah. And that's what's so great for me is that, I'm such a fan, but it's like I don't remember every episode. But then once I see it, or once it's like, oh yeah, because there's other ones that I'm like, oh, Brett Hinckley's in this.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I mean, there's some great character actors that are working. Oh, okay, so I remember this one for actor Nicholas Leah, right? So he plays
Yeah.
a guy at the beginning of the episode who I think he's like in one scene or two scenes, right? He's dancing with
Mhm.
the right.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, he comes back. He's gonna come back in a year or two as Alex Krycek.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So this is him, and Carter will do that. They'll like use an actor and then like they'll bring him back a season or two later and like give him a bigger role or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Nicholas Leah, man, that guy had a run as Krycek.
He
So
did, man.
he's in that episode.
I didn't realize. God, I didn't even.
Yeah.
There was enough time that passed between this episode and when he stepped in as Krychek
Yeah.
that it wasn't instantly recognizable.
Right.
But although to be
Right.
fair, I mean, it's been a long ass time.
And this actor, Brent Hinckley, you see
Yeah.
him in tons of character work.
Yes. Yeah. And he was outstanding in this episode.
Yeah.
This guy, he
It's
was great.
yeah. It's very rare that they have bad actors in X-Files. I mean, it's kind of like later on towards the end of the run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Lord Thoth says it's kind of a Star Trek thing. One actor playing 12 parts. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had there were a lot of people that got reused. You see that a lot in British TV too, though. I mean, Doctor Who is not immune from it by any stretch. There's been a number of people who played multiple roles at different points on that show. I mean, the most notable being Peter Capaldi, of course. Going from that episode in Pompeii with Tenet to, of course, being the Doctor himself. And
yeah, that'll happen. They say they see something they like in that actor, and then they don't forget, and then sometimes they get a lucky break, and then boom.
You bet, man.
But Conduit that we're showing this Thursday night.
Yeah.
It's the first alien abduction that they're a part of. And one of the kids goes missing.
Yes.
I think actually, is that my, let me, let me edit the avatar. Oh man, how do I do this? I'm old. Let me not mess around with it. I might do something. Anyways, I had the little kid's face on my avatar yesterday, but it's alien abduction. The little kid's older sister is abducted. Carrie Snodgrass is the mom. She's a great character actor, and they go, and the setting is like a lake town that's famous for UFO sightings.
Yes.
And they even have the actor Ogre, who played Ogre in Revenge of the Nerds, in it, and he's got a fried ear, and he shows Scully the fried ear.
Yes. Yes.
So
Dude, that was a fun episode.
Yeah.
And one of the cool things to me about the X-Files, and you brought this up in some of your discussions, is how they alternate between kind of the monster or the mystery of the week,
Yeah.
along with weaving in, the mythology and some of the underlying lore related to the aliens and things like that. And they drop it in really just so expertly, and you never feel like, I mean, you need to, obviously you can kind of drop in or out wherever you sort of needed to, which is one of the nice things about the episodic storytelling that they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
But in a 24, let's see, season one was, okay, 24 episodes.
Yeah.
Think about that in comparison to TV today. I mean, we're used to, so, The Boys, great show that we're getting from Amazon Prime right now.
Mm-hmm.
8 episodes. That's,
Yeah. I guess
know,
it's a theme this week. Everyone's talking about that. The death of those seasons where they went 24 deep.
yeah.
And we're talking expensive 1 hour programming. Not like a little sitcom or something.
Yeah. I mean, am I wrong in remembering that when they used to do those huge seasons like that, they do like a summer break in the same season, right? You'd drop, maybe the first half kind of in late spring, and you'd have maybe 6 to 8 weeks off in the summer, and they'd pick back up with the second half of the season. Is that just me being crazy because I'm getting too old and can't remember? Or isn't that how they did it back then?
Yeah, so you debut all your new stuff in September. You have the winter break. Come back January, new episodes. Reruns start, early mid spring. Then there's a May sweeps. They might do like something special, and then it's reruns till all summer long.
Yeah.
That's why you went outside a lot, because it was like reruns.
That's made me think of Back to the Future. Well, what's a rerun?
Yeah, it's a rerun.
Yeah, you'll find out.
But that model really, I mean, it still exists on prime time, but who really pays attention to prime time except for our guilty pleasure reality shows we have. But they're always being funneled by more of them, so there's always a new variation of that same reality show.
Yep.
So that's different. HBO broke the mold with shorter seasons of appointment television. It was still appointment television, but they were short. They were, Oz and Sopranos were. Sopranos was what?
Yeah, they were the first big ones that did that.
And then Netflix, like almost 20 years later, started binge watching. They put up House of Cards, and everyone was like, "What the hell?"
I liked House of Cards, man. It was a great show. That one was well written. I'll give them that all day long. The intrigue and all the behind the scenes things that were going on in House of Cards. And then of course we find out about Spacey. So
yeah,
I mean that just took the show down, right?
Yeah, I didn't even watch the last season.
Me neither. I couldn't.
Yeah. Even though I respect Robin Wright, I was just like, eh. But it was a badass TV show, man. Yeah, I mean, I was really into it.
Yeah, Kate Mara was in that in the first season. She was really good.
Yep. Some really fine actors in that, man. But yeah, I mean, so that those things kind of started breaking, and now we're just used to everything being up, and we can watch it, we can binge it, we can watch a few episodes, come back to it. We're doing that with Ratchet right now, Nurse Ratchet.
I have been told I need to turn that one on. I have not gotten to it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little behind. She's more ahead, but it's 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 great to look at. It's nice and weird. It's there's obviously some amazing actors, and I'm just trying to figure out who this character is. So, um, I'm a little bit behind on that one, and then I found a show that I think I'm actually going to review that I think is very interesting. It's entertaining. It's called Woke,
It's called
and
Woke.
yeah, and it's on Hulu. And because we were doing the X-Files,
Yeah.
right? We would watch it off of Hulu and put it on the Discord server, and then I kept getting the notifications on the side, like the thumbnail Woke. I'm like, I don't want to see this shit. Like I don't want to see nothing that's called Woke. And they just kept popping up, popping up. And like, an animated comedy. I'm like, all right, let me give it a shot.
Okay.
And there's some animation in it.
I'm not big with animated. I mean, is it a full-on cartoon or what's the?
No. So it is about a cartoon or cartoonist. He has a cartoon strip going syndicate. It's going to syndicate.
All right.
And episode 1 is like his big day, with the national syndication, and it's called what's it? Toast and Butter. So it's like one character is toast, one character is butter. Those are his little characters, and they do like silly observations on life. Nothing heavy.
Okay.
Right. And so the cartoonist, he's a black guy. But he's like, like just like happy-go-lucky, and like this local newspaper tries to interview him. It's like, how come you're not political? It's like, oh man, this is not me. I'm this and that. Anyways, he's got a moment. He's got a moment where he gets profiled, and it's funny because it's kind of like it's very traumatic for him, right? It's very jarring because he's completely innocent, and they throw him on the floor, embarrass his ass, the whole fucking thing, right?
Ooh, all right.
So then he's trying to get his wits about him, and he starts seeing cartoon images talking to him out of beer bottles, out of fucking mailbox,
Really?
out of an yeah, and they're talking to him, and it's really strange, but it's pretty funny.
So is it really happening, or is this like he's having issues? Like Harvey, right?
Well, we don't know that yet. So that's keeping me going. But what also is keeping me going is that his roommates are hilarious. He's got a
All right.
he's got a black roommate who's like just always about like just the hustle, and then he's got this really goofy ass white guy who's hilarious, man. And his roommate is like his black roommate is like he's looking at him. He's like, oh, you had a moment. You finally had a moment with the cops. He's like, you got woke, and that's the whole thing. Right? And the guy's like, no, I'm not. So I'm like, okay, even though I know it's called that, and I'm afraid of where it'll go. It's actually very entertaining. It's funny. They're short, which I like. So I'm already on episode 4.
All right.
And what I've gathered is that it's satire on woke culture and on being blind to certain things that you shouldn't be blind to. But it's entertaining.
I like that.
Right. So like I'm gonna review it because I think
Sweet.
it would be kind of good for the fandom, like and there of course because he's a cartoonist, there's like a Comic-Con he goes to.
Good,
You know?
dude. I'm sold. You sold me, man.
Yeah.
That sounds. You probably saw me take the note. I wrote it down. I will watch Woke. Which service was that one on?
It's Hulu.
Oh shoot! I don't. Okay, I guess I'll sign up for
Uh,
Hulu.
we'll hold off until I finish it, because it
All
might
right.
go. It might go. That's what I'm kind of. So the creator
Yeah.
is a comic book writer in real life, and they seem to be pretty political. But what's keeping me around is it is very entertaining. It is very funny. It's actually funnier than I thought it would be. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep sticking around for this, because we need entertainment, man.
Yeah, we do. I
Oh,
mean, to Lord Thoth's point, a win for the fandom would be nice. You know.
yeah, and then Ginger's like, and it's like, I know that's how I'm kind of like as well. I'm like, but then I'm like this Ginger. I'm like, like, oh shit, like, because there's a guy like his best buddy is so politically incorrect, right? He's like a home is like he's trying to pick up on women with buying offering them sneakers and shit. Like he gets those sneakers off the like in the black market. So it's well, I was
Ginger
like,
says a friend of hers was invited to review it in a preview and noped out. So,
and
Ginger
nope,
like noped out, like she didn't go to
invited to a
the preview,
preview to
or
review it, and
noped
she
out in that she didn't like it.
I mean, guys, besides, some obvious ones that we will not name and we will not see, if we're creators, we gotta review, we gotta watch, like I'll give everything one shot.
Oh,
You
Mr.
know,
Freeze, that is too much information, brother. And watch out for them STDs. You know?
plan to drive okay, all right. Mr. Freeze, we know you, Mr. Freeze, from Gary, and you can go rub your dry meat. Talcum powder, my friend.
So, what you doing? You doing steaks? You doing ribs? What are you doing, Mr. Freeze? The marketing speech she made her very wary. She didn't want to fall into a catch-22 about it. Mary says London broil it, Freeze.
Yeah. Like if she didn't like it for being woke, she couldn't really find herself saying, it,
Mm.
it is definitely a lot smarter, a lot funnier than the title, because he's this happy-go-lucky guy, and he's got the woke side people and the unwoke side people, and
Yeah.
it's hilarious. That's first of all, it had me it has me in stitches on a couple, and then they're guy jokes with the roommates.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot better than what I thought it'd be, and I'm already on episode 4. So what are you gonna do? All right, what are we going? Lemon broil.
All
I hope
right.
he's talking about dinner.
Yeah, right. I think he was.
But see, like Ginger's got a point. It's like the marketing speak she was given. It's like it's almost like this show isn't really woke, but I'm gonna market it as woke bullshit,
Yeah,
and that's what I hate.
I mean, if it's a comedy and it's called woke, I got to be honest. My sort of first reaction to that is that it's
Yeah.
likely to be satire on woke.
Correct,
You know?
and it's the lead guy. You like him because he's a very likable character, very smart, funny, and he's a cartoonist. and he's just seeing the world a little differently, but he's not political yet, so I don't know where it's gonna go with him. But I'm past 3 episodes in, and he's just trying to figure out how to. So what had happened is that he had a moment at Comic Con in the first episode where that traumatic moment made him have a moment, and he basically loses his syndication, and he gets sued.
Oh
He
shit.
gets sued. Yeah, and he can't do toast and butter anymore because he doesn't own toast and butter.
Oh.
So he completely screws himself by going woke, and that's what his roommate says. Don't go woke, man, because you're gonna go broke. It's some funny shit. So you find him doing odd jobs just to pay off these people from not suing him. So
that's got potential. What you just framed up there,
yeah,
written well, that could be funny as hell.
It's different. And like you said, it's like there's no heavy-handed politics yet. But as a fandom member, I'm like, you know what? I think I should review this.
I am looking forward to your review, brother. I am, and I expect you to do it in a zoot suit.
Órale. What are we talking about here? Tube steaks, sirloins,
strip loins. Yeah, So Mr. Freeze was saying he thinks we should do a cooking night for dinner in Vegas one night while we're there. Oh, we lost your audio for a second there, Polly.
Got a slight emergency. I'll be right back.
Absolutely, brother.
All right.
But yeah, no, that's not a bad idea at all, Mr. Freeze. It's dude, I'll commit right now. I'll take care of the apple pie. Y'all want my apple pie? Believe me, I make good apple pie. So, yeah. I mean, what I can tell you, Ginger, is I mean, that sounds, what Polly was explaining there. I mean, that sounds good to me. I can dig what he's going down there with that. If they're doing it as a good comedy, I'm on board. Looking back, again, like Avenue 5, right? I got that suggested to me. I was told it was funny, so what the hell? Jumped in and watched it, and I've watched the whole dang season twice now. And I sure hope some of you have turned it on, because I really, really enjoyed that show. And they say they're working on making a season 2, so looking forward to that. I mean, you can't go wrong with Hugh Laurie doing comedy, which is something, for those of us here in the States, a lot of us got introduced to Hugh Laurie through House, which is an excellent show in its own right. And, a lot of us didn't realize that Laurie got his start doing comedy, and watching him do Avenue 5 was just brilliant. Yeah. So she saw woke and went, oh, please let it be satire. Yeah. Yep.
Hey.
As long as it is an animated Star Trek. Hey, Polly, welcome back, buddy. Let's see, if Jaffo's classy, we're probably burning in hell. That's a fair observation, if you know Jaffo.
What did I miss?
Oh, I vamped a bit. I went on. Have you had a chance to watch any of Avenue 5 yet? Did you turn that on yet?
No, man.
That's a no.
I was just, wasn't that like yesterday we were talking about? Oh, Sunday.
Yeah. With a magnificent what?
I think that's how I play this.
Yeah. Hugh Laurie is suddenly a silver fox with a magnificent. I'm not going to say that word, because if I say what I think it's written, that's not going to be right.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be coif?
Quaff? Well, a queef is a fart.
Well,
A quaff is his quaff of hair, right?
this was a coif, isn't it? Yeah.
Quaff. Am I saying it right? Quaff? No, it's not queef. Yeah. All right. 11's hair would be called.
11's hair. Okay.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Oh man. So Paul.
So yeah, man.
We're when you get the chance, man. Seriously, I cannot recommend that show enough. It is fun. You know, you won't be able to turn a damn thing off.
Queef? You know what? I think you're trying to make us say that. I ain't gonna say that word, man.
I think that she's trying to get us to say, you know, that word that refers to, you know, a lady fart. So, not gonna do it.
Like quick. Queef. Oh,
Quiff.
No.
Quiff.
Goodbye, Ginger. But isn't it? I thought it was like your quaff. Is that the same word, or am I thinking of a different word?
I thought it was like coif. You know, like with a C.
Whatever, man.
You know, we can't all.
She likes Hugh Laurie's hair. She thinks he's sexy. Good for you, Ginger.
Ginger.
Throwing hands up.
Ginger has a thing for the Silver Foxes, man. I mean, she's a Capaldi fan. She's loving Hugh Laurie, you know. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, I did manage.
That's
to
all
say
good, Ginger.
At some point. Yeah. Hey, there is nothing.
I like Ginger when she's on.
There's nothing wrong with liking Silver Foxes. I aspire to be one day.
Well, you're getting there, man. 41.
I'm working on it, man. It is, you know, sadly, I think it's going away up here faster than it's getting silver over here. So, you know,
That's what happened.
By the time I'm full,
this is all silver right here.
Probably gone. Yeah. Oh
yeah.
Man,
this is all silver right there.
Yep. Yeah. Jaffo, he's a fan onomatopoeia there. So, yeah. Literally only thinks Avenue 5 Hugh Laurie is attractive. I mean, I think that's just Hugh Laurie now, Ginger. Yeah, hey, Mary agrees with.
Everyone's going with that.
Both ladies in the chat like the Silver Foxes. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, exactly. I have to keep the hair before it can go.
Hey, Mary G.
Oh man. So now, Polly, were you a Doctor Who guy, or is that not one of yours?
No, I like it, but I'm new to the game, so you know, I was watching 2 seasons of from 2005 and 6, but I stopped.
Dude, Mr. Freeze just he let you have it there, Polly.
Wait, what? Hair dye? No, there's no hair dye. There's no hair dye.
I don't know, man. It's a pretty solid silver below the hat, you know, and then.
Right, let me see.
Oh, he dropped off the stream. I'm sure he'll be back in a minute, but yeah, no, I'm with you there. we lost Polly. Hey, he's back.
The hell are you talking about, Mr. Freeze? Ace Freeze, hell your name is? Ace Mr. Freeze. This shit's natural. No dye. I just don't have a lot of it on top. But this is natural dark, and that's the way it is. That's the way it's coming out. Yeah.
Oh man. You know, Jaffo, I see your point. He says he'd switch sides for Hugh Laurie because he seems like a guy who'd care.
Oh my God. Oh my god. Oh, my mistake. Rocking with it. These guys are, you know what? They're killing in the chat tonight. That's funny, man.
Dude, the chat is outstanding tonight. You guys are rocking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then what I love is that it's all our memberships, or Gary's our membership stream. Over the
It
last
is.
couple of months, we've like gotten to know each other a little bit. So that's pretty cool, man.
Most of them. We got a couple folks who aren't from there, but
Yeah,
which is good. Which
yeah,
is good.
no, right,
Grow the
yeah.
audience. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. How's your channel doing?
We're doing pretty good. I'm at 66 subs now, which I've been doing this for I guess about 8 weeks. It's good,
Yeah.
solid trajectory, and I'll take it. I've had a lot of traveling recently over the past couple of weeks, so my video output slowed down a little bit as a result. But I mean, that happens, right? So I'll probably put out a video about that Disney news. Did you catch that from the beginning of the stream?
I did. Well, yeah. Well, and I got that alert, so I did the little tweeter alert on it, and it was like, Disney, man.
Dude, that is rough. I'll probably drop a video on that the next day or two.
Yeah.
That's it's sad to see, but it's tough. Yeah. Hey,
Darkcaster. What's up, brother?
Here. Good to see you. Yeah. We spread like an STD.
Go back to Ace. Friend streams are the best streams. Not out of context.
but don't cross the streams. That's important.
Yeah. Oh my god, that shit's hilarious, man. So Haster and Clobbering Times are starting to wrench on Thursdays.
Oh, excellent!
And
excellent.
We're gonna have Thursday night is my co-host. I don't know if you guys know Kai MFS.
Oh, do you have? Because he's got the book coming out.
So what we've done for the book party is every 15 minutes we're popping in guests to come and say hello. Culture, Lorena, Jane Theory, and Gary, and looks like Gary's gonna pop in, and hopefully John talks. And
excellent.
They're either no Kai or Kai or Kai's a big fan of theirs, right? So this is all for Kai. Thursday night, 4:00. It's we're gonna go a couple hours and just have like I said, every 15 minutes have Loki, Mexican Iron Man, just people coming in, giving props. Everyone's welcome to come, guys. Thursday, his book drops on Amazon.
Yeah, I will drop a link.
Book party
in the chat here, so that everybody can see it. So that's
let me give you
one of those long ass Amazon links, but this will be available. Is it Thursday that's available for purchase, Polly?
Yeah, and oh shoot, let me get you the link also to the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Drop her in the private chat, and we can put it in here.
Yeah, I'll see if I can do that. But and I got to tell you something else that I did today, man. Oh shoot, man, that's funny. But yeah, what's amazing is that he got this done during this time. I'm so impressed with that kid for him to do that. And I call him a kid. He's 35.
Yeah, it's a kid. Yeah.
I'm 50 now. It's like, hey, you kid, eh? Shenny, you did a good job there. You wrote yourself a book there. God damn it.
Dude, it's funny, man. I was interviewing some kids to see about bringing them on board of the company that I work for yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the questions that I asked these kids is, because we're all working remote and from home anymore. I mean, you're staring, at
Yeah.
my office right behind
Yeah.
me, right? This is literally where I work. I spin the chair around and I'm working.
Right.
And one of the things I asked them, I mean, they're like 25 years old, which, I'm in my 40s, you're 50, so you'll understand where I'm coming from. But, I talked to them about, look, you can't meet us in person right now because there is no office to go to. So how are you going to build the trust, with the old farts like me, to make sure that we're building that kind of relationship? Because as the kid, to an extent, it's going to be on you in some ways. And to their credit, everybody I interviewed gave a good answer. It's a good response. Talking about reaching out, communication, going an extra mile kind of thing. But it's like it was weird to me. It was, in a way, it's kind of like, I know I'm kind of getting over the hill when I felt like I needed to ask them that. So it's, yeah, I don't know, because they don't have a lot of experience when they're that young in the type of work that I do. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, those situations show us our age gaps, all generations, all that shit. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for making us feel really. Thanks for bringing down.
It is a getting old stream. That was in the description, So
You are right. You are right. So what I'm having a hard time here because I opened this up. How do? Oh, I know. Okay, scratch that. I had an old man moment. Okay.
you gotta click on the URL and you hit the control and the C and that'll copy it, and then you hit a control and a V to bring it into the chat.
Nah, man. Oh my God, what am I doing here? I might. You know what? I might have to pop off. Just because. Just give me. I'll be right back.
All right. Cool. All right. Paulie's popping out again for a minute. Boomer. I can't in any way, shape, or form fault him for it, because it took me. I remember the first time I fired up a live stream, maybe the second or very, very early, one of the very first streams I did. We were trying to show a trailer, and I can't remember which one it was. And Draco actually had to play it on the speakers of his computer, if I remember correctly, so we could get the dang sound for the trailer in order to play it on the stream. It might have been the Batman, maybe, I can't remember. And it was we have all had our boomer moments when we're rolling through something like this. So yeah, Lord Thoth dropped the Latino Slant link into the channel there. I think that's to the channel, not to the video. But Polly is putting together, I say it on these types of things all the dang time, but Polly has got.
Hey, what's up, Sonny?
Hey, welcome back, Sonny.
Okay, I put it in the private chat, which is the link for the book party.
Yes, excellent. So yeah, so it dropped the stream URL for the book party for Kai. So
correct.
If anybody who's watching the stream isn't familiar with Kai MFS, that kid is a good dude. Like, every time I see him, like, I think the biggest word I would use to describe him would be earnest and enthusiastic. That's how I think of Kai. And I dropped the URL for where the book is on Amazon into the chat a little bit earlier. And I, for one, I'm going to be ordering that book, as soon as it's available. Do you know? So we're getting the paperback. Do you know if he's going to have it available for like Kindle download also, or is it going to be just the paperback?
I don't know. I don't know. But we'll find out because I am throwing a book party for him. Shoot.
I mean, I kind of like to get it sooner. Is why I ask about the Kindle version, right? Because while it's
Right.
we love the paperback, but you know, if you can get to it through the Kindle,
Yeah.
you know, that's nice too. So, I mean, like mine, you know, I got it right here, right? This is, you know, my Kindle right here. And, you know, I got all my Game of Thrones novels are on there. I've got, you know, I read, you know, the Star Wars Legends Kenobi book not too long ago.
Oh, how is that?
Oh, it's great. It's absolutely great. Oh, Mary's asking what Space Crime Domino's about, Polly.
Space Pirates. And there's a link and a 2-page chapter preview on his website. So it gives you a description and he puts up 2 chapters already, or maybe like a chapter and a half. So they're space pirates, so it's like, you know, like a caper. So yeah.
I'm like I say, I'm definitely going to order that. But one of the things that's really important, you know, that we do in the community is support each other, especially with our creative efforts. You know, so when somebody we know drops a book, when somebody we know, you know, attempts to do, you know, an animated show or maybe a filmed show, whatever it is, we need to get behind them, and especially if it's good quality stuff, spread the word about it, right? Because I mean, if this novel that Kai has written is good, you know, we can, by helping promote that, we can help a guy build a career and a life for him and his family, and that's cool stuff. You know,
Totally.
yeah, I mean, real making an impact kind of stuff. You know, so it's I'm definitely going to pick that up because Kai is a good dude, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he put together.
Yeah, I think you know, the thing is to support and encourage, and you know, you take it from there. And
Yes.
if you like it, great. If you oh, you know, I've read better, that's cool too. But at least we're supporting a brother, you know, like in the fandom,
Yeah.
like Ginger and her work.
Oh, yeah.
There was another what was his name? Myosphere Origins.
Yeah, Myriasphere Origins.
Yeah.
He does a lot of, see, he's usually on Culture's Sunday stream,
Okay.
and he's just kicking off, really trying to expand his own channel quite a bit as well.
Right.
Yeah, and he has a book coming out very, very soon.
He's got a book coming out, so it's like, you know, it's good stuff. Oh, the debates are going to start in 10 minutes.
Oh man. Well, we'll probably wrap before too long, especially if you want to go catch it. I don't know. For me, it's going to be old men yelling at clouds, in my opinion.
Oh, Mary, you got to come by the book party that we're going to have Thursday night.
Yeah, that should be fun, man. I will definitely be watching.
Because, you know, like you said, Kai is such a sweet guy, man. He's got a great heart, and you want to root for the good guys there, you know.
Yeah, he really is. That guy, he's so genuine, and it really shows. I mean, anytime that, and he's doing lots of different creative outlets, right? Like he built that trivia battle game that he was running through on his stream on Sunday, which was, you know, I was able to watch about half of it. And it's a cool concept. So, Ginger's just interested in catching Crowder's stream of the debate.
Yeah. No, please don't make me watch the debates. I left DC first. I'm not going back. Yeah.
Excellent.
I don't.
Thank you for
Oh,
discovering
cool,
Kai's
man.
channel, Lord
Cool.
Thoth. He's
Right on.
kind of like Polly. He's got a distinct voice and view, right? Because none of us are the same in the Fandom Menace, which is cool. There's a huge diversity of content, and
Mm-hmm.
because Polly, like, I mean, you and I, we have so many similar interests, but your
Mm-hmm.
voice is so different than mine, and I love that.
What are you saying? I have a funny voice. Hey. So I gotta. No, thanks, brother. We gotta support each other. I like your kind of laid back, open personality. It's cool, man. And you're a handsome devil. So that's
Wow.
yes, I could.
Oh
I'm a
wait,
straight man. I could say that. I'm a straight guy. What
that's
of it?
right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dude,
Baseball, football, basketball. Yeah.
I'm gonna do my very first memed moment here. Is not nearly as handsome as the handsomest man in the Fandom Menace, so good old drunk 3PO, right?
Oh God, that's funny.
Where do you know where
Yes,
that came from?
I don't know. He probably named himself that.
That sounds
Um,
about right. Yeah.
yeah, he's pretty entertaining, man.
He's
He's
a
very
good
entertaining.
dude. He's a good dude. I like him. I like
But
him. He's a lot of fun.
but yeah, as long as we could be civil and have a diversity of opinion and thought, I'm all
Absolutely.
for it. And that's what it's all about, man. Because
Yeah.
people have lost their damn minds out there. So, JFO, no homo. We ready to
Oh,
go?
Capo.
As long as the ladies are the ones. What? Oh, I ain't
I'm
going there.
not. I don't know. I missed something, I think.
Yeah, I ain't going there, Lord.
I'm not sure where that one came from, but
Right, right. Well, hey, man, happy
uh,
birthday.
thank you. Thank you.
And just want to spend a few minutes with you. And we'll see you. We'll see you guys Thursday or something.
Absolutely, man. You can count on it. I'll be on the stream. No
Beast
question
style,
about it.
beast mode.
Beast mode out. Yeah.
Beast mode out. Have a good day tomorrow, man.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know that my lady's got a couple special things planned, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off this thing because my lady's gonna throw a drink at me right now.
Yeah, drunk 3PO looks better when the ladies are drunk.
Oh, that's what he's.
Oh dear.
Oh my God, it's stuck under your Discord, Jake. It's all down there from there. Well, I can't joke.
I wasn't worried about anybody who was here watching the show dropping in there, and
Yeah.
worst case scenario, I can throw down a band hammer, so I'm not too worried about it. So,
Nah, it's always fun. All right, my dude.
thank you. I appreciate you popping in, brother. Good to
And
see you.
you too. Feliz cumpleaños.
De nada.
All right, guys.
Uh,
We'll see you soon. Have a good night. Peace.
Take it easy, Polly. You're the man. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to wrap up for the evening. We've been rolling for a couple of hours just about. Yes, a margarita. Margaritas are good on your birthday. I won't disagree with that, Jeffo. I mean, I'm not a huge margarita man, but I know plenty of people out there who are. But I'm going to wrap up for the night. It was a whole lot of fun, y'all. We've had 13, 14 people in here watching the stream. We've been going for a couple of hours. And I'm assuming I should be singing that in the voice of Marilyn Monroe, Draco. That's the sense I got there. But yeah, no, we've had 12, 13, 14 people watching the stream, which for a channel with 66 subs, I mean, that is great. I appreciate each and every single one of you. The chat has been super active tonight, which makes it so much easier to have the conversation and keep going back and forth. Thank you all so much for sticking around. Again, as always, please remember, smash that like button, share it with your friends on social media. And if you don't already subscribe to the channel, of course, please do. Marilyn being channeled by Draco. Yes, exactly. Which, I mean, he is blonde, so, just get a little wig on him and away he goes, right? All right, well, y'all have a great evening. It has been a pleasure as always. Thank you very much for popping in tonight.